Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we're going to pull an Elon Musk. So, Chris, couldn't resist myself. We're talking about Cardano, and specifically, what Hoskinson is talking about in terms of we're going to pull an Elon Musk. We're going to get into that, see what's going on there, and hopefully, keep everyone up to date with everything Cardano. So, if you do find this video useful and informative, go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it. I really appreciate it, and I'd like to think that you appreciate it too. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you're not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you're going to be kept up to date with all the various news, videos, and even the live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. So yeah, why not? Chris, this is a Cardano video, so I do feel that it's apt to really mention the Cardano staking pool.
Yeah, so we set up the pool maybe 5 weeks or so ago, and yeah, it's just doing phenomenally well. So I think we've got 7 slots for the next epoch, which is 251, and that works out at about 1.5 times the standard reward. So it's doing really, really well. So I'm pretty sure everyone that's delegating so far will be quite happy with the rewards they're receiving. So that's fantastic. And with all that said, we would love to have anyone that isn't minting with us. That would be fantastic. You can do this by searching for the ticker Cheek, and you can do this on the Deadliest wallet, ADA Lite, Atomic wallet, and the 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗘𝗥𝗦 wallet.
Absolutely. So well worth checking it out, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, it is definitely. If you're not delegating your ADA already, then definitely look at it. It's a great way to make a passive income, and it supports the channel here, and it also supports the project by making it more decentralized. So yeah, it's definitely worth doing.
Absolutely. Right, with that said, Chris, let's jump on over to the desktop and take a look at what's going on here with Cardano.
Let's do it, Nick.
Fantastic. So, basically, this this interesting piece of news, Chris, it says we're going to pull an Elon Musk, says Cardano's Hoskinson. So let's see what's going on. I think this comes from one of his Ask Me Anything, streams that he did the other day. So Charles Hoskinson once again leaked one of the other pieces of news and announcements for Cardano ecosystem. So Charles said that they're actually, there are currently a lot of cool, and that's in air quotations, cool, developments going on in the field of decentralized applications, or dApps as we all know them today. And IOG is going to pull an Elon Musk, he said, in a like the way that Elon did with Hyperloop. So this is the quote. It says, and actually we're going to pull an Elon Musk and how he handled Hyperloop. The other day I sat down reading the peer-to-peer lending white paper that we developed for 𝗲𝗏, and I said, we're going to implement this, but it would make a lot more sense to write a series of DeFi papers just like Elon wrote for Hyperloop paper, and then give it to the community as challenge problems, and see who's going to implement those things. And I think that's a really interesting and neat way to do it. And it's obviously something that Elon did as well. And I think, yeah, why not? It sounds cool, doesn't it, Chris?
Yeah, it sounds fun. Like, yeah, really interested to see how this one develops, to be honest with you, Nick. It sounds really good.
Absolutely. So, as the Cardano inventor also noted that there is a core set of things that IOG need to develop, right? Like the stable coins, the DEXs, the oracles, that are currently being worked on internally. And there's a lot of great progress there. But there's a lot more than just those things, Hoskinson said. Basically adulling to, the projects that will be developed by the community. Another announcement Hoskinson teased was with Alpha Frontier Suite being developed by Runtime Verification, which will be covered in the next Cardano 360 show in late March. And here's the quote on that one as well. So the other thing is there's going to be an announcement for something that we are doing for 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗘𝗥𝗦, which I think you guys will be incredibly excited about this. And it's something I thought would take 3 to 5 years, but my new take is 4 to 6 months. And that's something we're going to talk about next month. And so that's really interesting. Something that they're going to talk about, or thought that we're going to take up to 5 years to actually do. They now have brought that forward to within the next 6 months, which is really interesting. So that's going to be something to watch out for towards the end of March. But Cardano receives tremendous demand, and further Hoskinson expressed a general euphoria, Chris, about global progress, and let slip that he has met with a major US telecommunications company to discuss options. And here's the quote on that one. So we are making great inroads in Africa. We are making great inroads in Mongolia. We are making great inroads in Georgia. We are making great inroads across the globe. I recently met with a major US telecommunications company, and maybe we will do something with them. Maybe not. But the fact that we got the meeting and it was taken so seriously tells you where we are at. And that's really important, and it's quite a cool thing as well. I mean, they're making some fantastic progress, aren't they, Chris?
Yeah, there's just so much going on, Nick, and I kind of expect the next sort of month or so to be really interesting, and sort of being able to sort of discuss some of the things that are going on. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. So ultimately, he says that IOG currently has so many requests and projects in the pipeline that the company is currently considering a solution to pass requests to the community via Project Catalyst. And here's that quote as well. So we have so many deal in our queue. We can't service them as a company. And Jerry has this horrible situation where he has to figure out where he is no to, what he says no to, sorry, and what I say yes to. Well, we are right now working on an internal program on how do we translate some of these deals that we can't service into deals that apply to Catalyst funds. And there are some flagship deals that we are pushing that way, and the community can then start working on them. So despite the bad translation there, that's it's going to be interesting to see, Chris, because ultimately I think it's going to be, there are obviously so many things going on with Cardano, so many projects that want to start getting developed on the Cardano ecosystem, and rightfully so. It is a fantastic ecosystem and it's going to develop nicely over time, but it is key that the community start to take on some of that work, right? And obviously there's certain things that absolutely do sit with IOG, but the majority of it most likely can start to be passed over, and that's going to be what we're going to start seeing going forward, I believe. And so lots of really interesting stuff going on here, Chris, and I really like the analogy of pulling an Elon Musk. I'm going to start using that a bit more, I think. Right, with that fantastic news, let's just jump over to the charts, Chris, and just see how the ADA token is doing. So here we are, Cardano to the USD on the daily. We still left in our triangular wedge, that breakout that we've had. We hit that first price target, how we have come back down. We actually had a back test today, Chris, which was really important on the previous resistance line. And that actually worked exactly as I was expecting it to. That was support. The support was found at $1.16.3. And we can see that very clearly here on this chart. The candle came right down to our line and bounced right off from it. Okay, so that's a really good indication of things to come here, because we had that back test. We knew it was going to happen at some point, just to make sure that this is now a support line. It is a support line. We bounced up from there, and our current position is also very good. So I'm imagining that we're going to start making some more progress soon. We can also see that the volumes have decreased on the daily. After 3 days of growing volumes, they've actually decreased on the daily here. So that's an interesting thing to just note quickly. We can also see that the RSI is on its way back down from overbought, still overbought currently, but heading towards that 70 level on the daily chart. So that's good. If we pull this down into that 4-hourly view, Chris, that's going to show us a little bit more of the granular detail. We can see the bounce right on the line here. We can see how we breached the price target, our first price target. We can see how this volume really rose up nicely and has come down. Most notably, the last 8 hours ago, so the volumes are the same, so that's pretty good. We can see that we're no longer overbought on this RSI. In fact, we actually came down to 50, and we're just bouncing off of there at the moment. So just above that midway point on the RSI on this 4-hourly chart, that shows some positive stuff to come as well. If we go ahead and pull this into the hourly view, again, we get to see that volume really riding up nicely, coming down and starting to flatten out a little bit. So from here, we can see that we almost got oversold as we approached that line. Our support line, that's $1.16. So we bounced up from there. We actually tested this once and twice. So that's really interesting to see. So we double tested that on the hourly chart. Most recently, we rose this up towards 53 on the RSI, pulled it back down towards 40, and currently it's 44. So the RSI on the hourly chart is actually really healthy. It's looking pretty good. Nice to be a little bit lower, but the volumes are still quite high. So that fluctuates quite dramatically. The volumes actually appear to be relatively flat most recently here. So we'll have to see if that spikes up again or if it decreases, and see if we get a stabilization or another leg up. So at this point, I'm not sure which way that's going to go. The probability is it's most likely going to start gaining some value again because we're below that midpoint. That's just a higher probability of that. But the volumes are really going to dictate this. If there's loads of selling pressure all of a sudden, positive, then we're obviously going to sink that price. If there's a load of selling pressure but the volume's decreasing, then we're not going to do too much price damage. And if we just plateau, go sideways here on volume, then it could go in either direction pretty comfortably, and it really depends on the mood of the market. So we're going to really have to see how that one plays out. But first price target being hit, Chris, is really interesting. If we pull this back up to that daily chart, we can obviously see that first price target was taken out. That was $1.37. This thing actually rode all the way up to $1.46, Chris, right at the top there, which is really cool. Pulling it back down, back testing on our previous resistance line is now support. The volumes are okay. They're quite flat. The 4-hourly and the hourly RSIs are in very good positions, but the volumes are also quite high still. So the volumes are either going to have to really spike up in order to push the price up, or drop down without doing too much damage to the price. So all to kind of play for, Chris. Ultimately, we can see the volumes spiking back up again. That can happen, but it's probably more unlikely going to start seeing the price stabilize here for a couple of days before maybe getting everything geared up, ready to go to the next level. And speaking of the the ADA price targets, the next one that we're looking for, guys, comes in at $2.03. Okay, so $2.03 is the next price target. Once that one's taken out of the equation, we've got $2.69, followed by $3.10. Okay, so everything is still to play for here on the Cardano chart. Everything's looking really, really healthy, Chris. Only thing I'm slightly concerned about is the volumes haven't decreased as much as I would have liked them to, but we'll have to just monitor that situation as we continue through. And of course, Chris, we cannot forget that tomorrow is March the 1st, or as people are watching this video, in fact, it is March the 1st, which means 𝗕𝗓𝗪 is going live, or gone live, and native assets will be coming to the Cardano ecosystem, which is really exciting news, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely amazing news. We've been talking about this for a long time on the channel now. So to finally see some milestones being hit, like these big milestones that we're seeing now, is fantastic. When we think back to when we first started the channel, and we were talking about sticking to the roadmap and how important that was, and that we were certain they were going to deliver, and all of that is sort of actually coming to transition now, which is fantastic. I think with the price and everything that you've gone through, I do kind of feel that we might get a pullback at some point. Lots of people FOMOing in as the price sort of hits that all-time high. We've already started to see a bit of a retrace today, but I think that's more down to Bitcoin more than anything, kind of impacting the whole market, right? But yeah, I kind of expect something similar. Maybe next week, maybe the week after, but we'll see, right?
Absolutely. So guys, hopefully you found this video useful, informative. If you did, definitely go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. And I like to think that you do too. And of course, if you happen to be new to the channel and you're not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with all the various videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all this said and done, Chris, we hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Take care.